I remember growing up in the 80s. Back then, America was always winning. We were like number one. USA winning the Olympics, watching the shuttles land. It was a very exciting time to be a kid. Around 1991, I remember my father always listened to the radio, AM. There was that warm buzz in the car, and the Gulf War had broke out. They used to have a CNN back then, and it was the only dynasty network. The entire family back then would sit around at dinner, and we'd all talk about what was going on and watch CNN. It was really the first war I can remember that was being broadcast to the entire world. The press used to be something you could trust. You never thought that they would be out saying they hate the president or that they wanted to willfully destroy the president of the United States. That was unheard of, and it's quite frightening that that's what people want to do today, using the power of the press. When our founders made this country, they used the press as a check and balance against the government. If the press cannot report accurately what's going on without purposeful bias or psyop manipulation, then our country is going to be lost. And in the creation of AI, it's only getting worse. AI is very scary. They're getting to a point where they're going to be able to duplicate people, and you won't know the difference, whether it's through their voice or through video of them running around saying things they're not really saying, or splicing things together to make it sound like they're saying things they're not. So it's really important that we start watching the news and using our heads and logic and common sense, because if we don't get a handle on this, we're going to lose this country. And I quite frankly think that with AI, we're probably going to lose the world. It's a global problem. So growing up as a kid, I would watch these movies like Aliens, Predator, Terminator, and in the back of your mind, you thought that was something that could be a reality, but it was a distant reality. I never thought in my lifetime that I would actually see AI being created and discussions that they're creating other AIs to destroy the AIs, which is pretty much like Cyberdyne. There's no putting the genie back in the bottle. AI is here to stay. It's a very scary thing. And when you have evil people, and when I say evil people, I'm not talking about Donald Trump or Joe Biden. I'm talking about absolute crazy dictators in other countries. When they have the power of this AI, they're going to be doing really manipulative, evil stuff with it, from robots for war to disinformation. And you can already see it when you're looking at how Russia and China are manipulating our press, and our press is willing to go along with it. You have companies like MSNBC who purposefully are going after the President of the United States in a very vindictive, legalistic way, while our enemies in Russia and China are applauding. I worry about the future for my son. I really don't want him to be a little mini John Connor sitting there fighting through all this stuff, but I don't know what we're going to do about it. And I'm hoping that this channel is going to wake people up and at least get them critically thinking for themselves. The whole point is common sense, logic, just using your head. Stop listening to what they're telling you and actually start critically thinking. When I was a kid, if you turned on the news and you saw something, you just assumed that that was real footage, that it was real voices, that they were just giving you just the facts.
This is but a transition, a passing of the baton. A great broadcaster and gentleman, Doug Edwards, preceded me in this job, and another, Dan Rather, will follow. And anyway, the person who sits here is but the most conspicuous member of a superb team of journalists.
And now it's all spliced up. You can't even tell if it's really real. For instance, that thing with Elon Musk where he did the thing over his heart and then that salute to the flag and to the crowd. Is he a Nazi? Is he not? You know, I mean, the way psyops are, who the hell knows? I don't think he is, but, you know, it's just crazy. I think 9/11's when it all really started to change and go downhill. They did the Patriot Act, and it was kind of the road to hell is paved in good intentions. I thought at the time that the Patriot Act was going to be there to protect Americans, but I'm actually at the point where I think that the Patriot Act is nothing but a gigantic spy program for the NSA, for major Silicon Valley companies like Google. And so, yeah, that was a very consequential day. I was in the Navy at the time, and everything happened so fast, and the patriotism was at an all-time high. We thought we were doing it for the country, and come to find out, we were just doing it for the politicians who wanted power. If the First Amendment is the freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of religion, the Second Amendment was designed to protect that right. So the very first right was be able to speak your mind and be free, a free thinker. And then the second right was to protect that right. So where the confusion is, I'm not too sure. A press check is when you have a pistol and you open up the front on the slide and you look into the chamber to make sure it's clear. So it's sort of similar. The gun is clear and safe, right? Is our press clear and safe? Are we checking our press? Are we safe from the government? Are we safe from the press? I don't think we are. My intention is to do live reaction and talk about what's going on in the news, just what comes through my head, and free flow of thought, not to be manipulated by anything else.